Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
Hey, this is Dan Brzezowski. Welcome back to the No Comfort Zone. This is your reality check. Hope you're all doing well out there. It's a lot of craziness going on right now. People are actually, as I like to do with my podcast to see where it's growing, there's actually like news media and things that I'm seeing on the news, which are actually talking about the outbreak of the coronavirus and how it's affecting the planet right now. Terrible times right now. It's just the fear and the uncertainty of what's going to be happening next. And I am here to tell you this. I cannot tell you why my disposition, I can tell you why. My disposition is so much different from the way it used to be, because I know that the mass of people that are focusing on the fear and the uncertainty and everything that's going terribly wrong right now and just not knowing what's going to happen. I mean, are you going to run out of toilet paper? Are you going to run out of food? Are you going to run out of hand sanitizer? What's going to happen with your job? I mean, I have a daughter that lives in Portland, Oregon, who, she's in the restaurant business and she just lost her job. The owner of the place said, I laid off a few people. He made a decision today. This was what tipped him over the edge. And he decided to get out of the business. He's done. He closed his doors for good with no intentions of reopening. And now this young lady's in a bad spot where she has to make a life choice on what she's going to do next. And it's very fearful and very uncertain. And I feel bad for her. I really do. And there's a lot of that going on. There's people that I know in the food and restaurant business, all over that are just, it's a scary time. Even in my own place, people ask me, what are we going to do next? And it's always the same with me. I'm going to focus on what I can do. We're in that point right now where you still have options. And you have to know this isn't going to last forever. Then you have to ask other questions. Severity. What is the severity of this whole thing? What if the real lesson is for us to just kind of, let's look at the big picture here. If your life is not about you anymore, what are other people going through that might need some help? There's a lot of old people out there that are scared to death about what's going on right now. I know, because at the grocery stores, you can see it in their face. My wife encountered someone or knows of someone that encountered an elderly couple that was overwhelmed with it. And I think the man was crying in his car. How sad is that? Because the chaos at the grocery store. Now, I'm not trying to create chaos by this podcast. What I'm telling you to do is this. Focus on where the focus needs to be. Your attitude, let's get a good attitude where we're going to help help mankind. Let's just do that. Let's have the attitude, what can I do to help in this really bad situation that everybody's going through right now? What can I do? What's my part? The second thing is, when I'm focusing on what I can do, what's my attitude overall? I don't know if I said that right, but focus on your attitude, focus on where you're going to put your focus at, and have a really good attitude that it's really not about you anymore. It's about everybody else and what you can do and what activities are you willing to do. That's the better way to say it. What activities can you do right now to support yourself, even though, your family and stuff, you're around your first dynamic, your second dynamic, everybody around you. What can you do when it comes to helping the people that are around you? And in addition to helping the people that are around you, what else can you focus on so you don't lose your mind? I said this before if I'm repeating myself for another podcast, I apologize. But I did say maybe recently, or was talking about it with somebody, it's all kind of gelling together, if you know what I mean. Man, I'm overwhelmed just from getting pulled in so many directions where I'm at now and everybody wanting the answer. And I've been repeating myself a lot today, but truth be told is, the world's not ending right now. And, just remember that when you keep doing the right thing, the next right thing will happen. And sometimes you just need to stop, look around and go, okay, What is the next right thing to do? That's truly what needs to happen. But back to what I was saying about my last podcast, or at least I think one of them. Back when that terrible incident happened, September 11th, 2001, I'm not comparing the two. I'm not comparing the two at all. During that time period, there was a major circumstance that happened from a terrorist attack, and everybody came together, but everybody was very distracted. And after mourning what had happened and realizing that most of this is out of my control, I was in a state of depression for a while, as I'm sure a lot of you were when that happened. And I remember that being in retail car sales, I was devastated because everything just stopped. And I was living paycheck to paycheck back then. And I didn't know how I was going to provide for my family. But I really did start to think about my customers that I've dealt with before. And I also started to think, what can I do? I wonder how they're doing. So I just started, after about a few days of watching TV for 10 hours a day while I'm at work, not selling or getting engaged with any customers, started to reach out to my top 10 customers, and then my top 20, and then 30. And next thing you know, I'm calling all my customers. And by the time I was getting through my list, and it was a long list, folks, I get to the end of my list, I realized I've called a lot of people. And it's funny because during that time period, we connected on a different level. The reason why I'm saying it now is because everybody's focus is over this, what's happening, and the lack and the scarcity and the doom and gloom of things to come. Now's a great time to connect with your family. Now's a great time to make sure that everyone's doing okay. And some of them aren't, but at least you can be together, At least you can take that minute and be with the people that you love. And if you don't have anybody in your life, maybe now's a good time to find someone, right? Maybe be that nice white and shining armor. I know I'm getting all theatrical on you, but I really want to tell you that at the end of the day, when we all go home and we go to people that we love or people we don't, or we go home by ourselves, you just have to ask, what are you going to do tomorrow that's going to make an impact so you don't have the same type of night that you want to, if you don't want to go to home to that type of environment, what are you doing to change it? Or are you just hitting the repeat button over and over again? I'm not kidding when I said this before. You're either in adversity right now, you're going into adversity, or you're coming out of it. Think about it. It could be so much worse. So be grateful. Be grateful for the times that we have. They're not going to last forever. And when those great, amazing times come, those won't last forever either. And the good news is, as long as you can actually say that you've lived, you can own those moments, the good and the bad. But what do you live? Yeah, here we go. You really need to get out of your comfort zone now more than ever and start living on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at NoComfortZone1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.